Yo, listen up, here's the story about a little guy that lives in a blue world. And all day and all night and everything he sees is just blue. Like him, inside and outside. Blew his house with a blue little window and a blue Corvette.
It's Ben here again from Ben Preston Hot Toys Reviews. Today, as you can see, we're finishing off my Avengers lineup reviews. And this is part 3. As you can see, it's Iron Man Mark 7. So as I say again, this is uniform to the other Avengers boxes. Just got a picture of Iron Man in the kind of repulsor blast position. Dotted effect on the actual image. It says Marvel's The Avengers here in chrome writing. Movie Masterpiece Hot Toys in little red logos. The background is red, whereas other parts of the box are gold to match the suit in this particular film. On the side it just carries over the image with the same dotted effect and red background, and then we get a chrome picture icon of the arc reactor. Same on the other side, but with obviously a different part of the picture itself, and then the same arc reactor. Then on the back it says Iron Man Mark 7, 1/6 scale limited edition collectible figurine, MMS 185, and you have all the various credits. On the top it says Iron Man Mark 7 written in the Roman numerals, and then Iron Man Mark 7 again on the bottom. So now what you will do with other Avengers boxes, of course, is lift this cardboard insert. But first I just want to note something. This is not part of the diecast series. Some of you may know I did a review on the Mark 42, which is part of the diecast series. This isn't. Because you can't, currently, maybe in the future you can, but you can't get the Mark 7 in diecast. So you're going to lift this cardboard insert, and then there is the figure in a gold box. You can see it's the same as the other Avengers boxes. You've got a white Avengers logo, arc reactor, credits on the back, and a gold box to go with the red. So that's it for the packaging, guys, and now we're just going to get him out and show him off with his accessories. So we've got the figure opened up and out of its packaging. I'm just going to start by saying I can't actually get a full shot of all the accessories because there are so many. So starting off first, I'm just going to show you these are all mostly battle damage pieces. So here, as you can see, these are completely separate arms. On the shoulder plates you got a little bit of battle damage there, and then on the other shoulder plate a little bit of battle damage. Then you actually have the lasers coming out of the wrist guard, which is really cool on both arms. And just moving a bit closer, you've got these, these kind of like collarbone pieces. Oh no, sorry, these are for the side of the armour when it doesn't have the other parts showing just on his rib cage. Then these are the collarbone pieces that have the little red missiles on them. Then you have the neck guard when you have the Tony Stark head sculpt on. Then you have the battle damaged face mask, battle damaged chest piece, these two parts which will go over the legs when you don't want the extra thrusters, these two little concoctions that you fit onto the upper leg that will fire out the rockets in the scene where he flies through the big Chitauri thing. Then you've got the missiles that will come out of his wrist. Then these upper, the wrist guards that are kind of angled up so you can get the repulsor blast, 2 articulated hands and 2 repulsor hands, and finally the Robert Downey Jr. Tony Stark head sculpt, which we'll look into with a bit more detail later. So here's the figure. Oh, sorry, but with his additional fisted hands that come on as standard. And now I'm just going to show you fully battle damaged with the Tony Stark head sculpt. Okay, so just wanted to show off the Tony Stark head sculpt quickly, and the battle damage parts, and just with all his weapons out. Okay, so you've got these little shoulder missiles, then his lasers out. Then you got the battle damage chest plate and the little rockets on his upper leg out. So now I'm just going to keep it completely how it is, and then I'm going to show you how the kind of, I call it alternate look, so you can have all these little bits flat, so at the end of the battle. So now I'm just going to show you guys that. Okay, so here's the figure with, again, the Tony Stark head sculpt on. All the battle damage stuff is still the same. As you can see, I've taken off the upper leg rockets and just replaced them with these flat ones. The sides are still the same. But as you can see, the big shoulder thrusters have been taken off, so it's like he's just come back from, you know, throwing off the missile into space. Wrist rockets out. And yeah, nothing else really. That I just wanted to show you that pretty quick, the other alternate look. So now we're going to move on to articulation. Okay, now, so moving on to articulation. I've got the Robert Downey Jr. Tony Stark head sculpt on. I just want to start by, before showing off the limbs, the articulation on the limbs and everything, I just want to show you the light up features and the articulation and detail on the back of the suit. So you have a couple of flaps here that you can lift up. So one being this one. Or if you want to, you can just, I've got nails, you can just lift up that silver flap there. So it does this on both sides. You can just lift that up and you can look underneath and see the detail there. And then you could, actually no, I'll leave these up, just leave these up, and then you have these bottom other two pieces here that fold up. And then as you can see, like grills underneath there. So that's great for detail. Just fold those down, actually keeping this one up, fold these down. Okay, so here you can see there's a switch. Flick that switch and the arc reactor will turn on. Now, of course, on the back here, these flaps lift up to reveal the inner workings of the suit. And then I've never noticed this before, but there's little flaps here on the side of the leg that you can just move out to give it a bit more of an effect. So, now just closing those. I'm now going to show you the articulation of the Robert Downey Jr. head sculpt before switching out to the Iron Man one. Okay, so Tony Stark can look down slightly, up quite a lot. He can look right and left, so his head can actually fully rotate. I've never noticed that before. Until side to side as well. And now I'm just going to show you the articulation on the Iron Man. Okay, so now moving on to articulation with the Iron Man head sculpt on. Iron Man can look down, well, he'd be in quite a neutral position, so he can look down quite a bit, he can look up a lot. That is amazing. So you could actually kind of have him in a flying pose. His head can fully rotate, tilt side to side a tiny bit as well. And if you lift off the face mask, which is held on by a magnet, just lift it off. There's a lot of great detail in here, as you can, kind of see there, inner workings. There is a little switch here that you will then switch on, and this light will come on. Put the magnetic faceplate back on, and your Iron Man head will light up. I'm going to turn that off now. Okay, so now we're going to carry on to his arms. So I'm just going to lift up about that much. So that's great. His arm can, his upper bicep, can rotate, and you can take the arm off as well. Obviously to switch out the other battle damage piece. So this does kind of pop out quite easily, and I've just lifted up the arms as well. So you can lift his arm up. I'd probably say safe is about that much. You can bring his arm down a little bit more. I don't know why, I'm not sure. I know you can do it on other Iron Man figures, so you can get a bit more of articulation. That's probably what it is. You can bring up his arm, it bends at about a 90-degree angle, which is pretty cool. His arm can obviously rotate, his wrists rotate really well, but you just got to be careful with that hand. Now the shoulder pads are non-removable, so if you're going to fiddle with those and just kind of move them to help the arm out with the articulation a bit more, I'd be careful because you might actually just break this off and it won't go back on. So his ab crunch is pretty cool. It can move forward about that much, back about that much. It rotates side to side a tiny bit as well, and then you can actually hold, I'd probably say safe is about to hold there, just here. Then you can pop it up and he will have more articulation, so you can bend it about that much far back and then that far down, so that's really cool, much more articulation. And then you can tilt it to the side and to the side, it's a bit stiff on that side, and then just pop it back down if you don't want it. And you see these parts just go off too easily. So just let me put that back on. Okay, now you can lift up his leg about that much. You can rotate the leg up apart. His leg will bend up that much, which is really great. His leg back down. His foot can rotate up and down, side to side, and he's got kind of an ankle pivot to one side. Then you can maneuver these pieces just here, as you can see, to help the foot move a bit more, and then he does actually have toe articulation up and down. So now with the articulation over, I'm going to move on to my final verdict of the figure. Okay, so here we are now for my final verdict on the figure. I've just put him in a pose to go back in my brother's cabinet with all the weapons ready and armed and battle damaged faceplate and battle damaged pretty much everything, and the box in the background. So if I was to change anything about this figure, the figure stand, I would personally prefer a C-clip to go around the waist, would be a lot easier. There's not much else, to be honest, because if you don't think the battle damage was enough, you could actually buy the battle damaged version, which was a lot more expensive, to be honest, but it was still really cool. So yeah, there's not much else I'd really say much about. I mean, it's got good articulation. Yeah, the only thing I can really say is that the stand is a bit plain. But other than that, guys, that's it for this review. I would completely recommend this figure. It's a cool suit. It comes with lots of accessories. And yeah, I hope this review's been helpful. I completely recommend the figure. Please like, comment and subscribe. Share this video if you like. And stay tuned to Ben Preston Hot Toys reviews, with reviews coming almost every week. So stay classy, guys, and thanks for watching.